but I definitely wanted a rootsy sound on most of my music, and that's why I went to Nashville to record it, was because I wanted Nashville musicians who play mandolin, who play fiddle, who play steel guitar, dobro, every day, people who do this kind of thing every day. I wanted a real rootsy and an authentic sound.
PRWebPodcast.com, visiting with newsmakers and industry experts.
This is Lacey with PR Web Podcast, and today it's my pleasure to introduce Rachel Rivero, country music singer and songwriter, and owner of her own independent label, Kitana Music. Rachel, welcome to PR Web Podcast.
Hello.
Now, you are here today to talk about the release of your debut EP, California Country Big Valley. Can you tell us a little bit about this new album that you've put out and a little bit about some of your influences and what sets you apart?
Sure, that'd be great. I actually was born and raised in California, but my mom is from another country. She's from Nicaragua, and my father's from Venezuela, and so much of my influence ranged between cumbias, which is more of a southern South American type of Latin music, all the way to classic rock. So sometimes we listen to Roger Miller, sometimes we listen to this lady named Carmen Rivero, who actually has the same last name as me, all in Spanish. And my mom listened to pop. She listened to everything, but she also had us listening to classics. So when I was a little girl, we listened to Chopin, and well, probably that was her favorite one. And I actually even had Chopin playing at one of my special events a few years ago. Not himself, because he's dead. And then let's see what sets it apart. Probably the fact that I've written all my own songs. A lot of times people in the music industry are singers only, and they take the rights from other songwriters to perform their songs. But I've written all my songs, and I think because of my multicultural background, there's just maybe a little more multidimensional aspect to it. It is pretty mainstream country, although the other songs that I have written, that a few on the CD as well as songs that have not been released, have a little bit more of an Americana feel. But the promotion company wanted to use Kisses Day and Night because it has more of a mass appeal. It's a little bit more of what's out on the radio now, a little bit of a pop country sound. But I definitely wanted a rootsy sound on most of my music, and that's why I went to Nashville to record it, was because I wanted Nashville musicians who play mandolin, who play fiddle, who play steel guitar, dobro, every day, people who do this kind of thing every day. I wanted a real rootsy and an authentic sound.
And the EP has 5 songs on it, including the debut single, Kisses Day and Night. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that song and maybe a little bit of your inspiration for that song?
Sure. Actually, Kisses Day and Night is a fun little song. It's kind of just a warm, touchy-feely song about the fact that this person who's singing it, who happens to be me, she's in love with this person, but she doesn't want him to feel required or obligated to do anything. She wants him to know that she just simply loves him. And actually the inspiration is my boyfriend. His name is Daniel Posey, who happens to be an incredible musician himself. And when we first started dating, he was worried about all these different things, as usually happens in relationships, and worried about money situations, worried about life and the combining 2 families and just all that. And I just wanted to put him at ease in a sense. And so I just started thinking about this how he would worry about all this stuff, and I wanted him not to worry about all this stuff, and that all that other stuff we could figure it out as we went along, but just so that he would know I loved him, and that's pretty much where that song came from.
That's great, and I understand that you are also an English teacher, and you teach aerobics as well, so it sounds like you've got quite a varied background compared to a lot of other country singers out there right now.
Yeah. I actually have my bachelor's degree in English. I do not have my master's, so I teach part-time at a local junior college. It's actually Merced College, and I teach a few classes a semester, usually 2, and then I teach aerobics at a gym locally as well. I'm certified through AFA, and mostly teach cycling and kickbox or step aerobics. Step aerobics is one of my favorite things. And I love doing both. It's kind of like you said, it's the 2 extremes of my personality. When I was a little kid, I actually I was constantly reading, but then my mother also had us in swimming and gymnastics, so there's kind of the two ends of the spectrum, which I think was really good. I have 5 children, and the littlest one can't read yet, but the other four, boy, they are constantly reading. And so if they're not reading, though, we live out in the country. And so if they're not reading, they go outside and play for hours. So I'm glad. I want them to be able to get their wiggles out and then also know how to sit still too. So I kind of feel like that's how my life is too. I got to get my wiggles out and I know how to sit still too for not too long though, I don't think.
And I understand that you're going on a little bit of a tour coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. The main goal right now is to raise awareness, which is why we released the song, because that's one of the most costly parts of music, is releasing music onto the radio, as well as distribution is one of the most difficult parts. But touring is to raise awareness, and we're hoping, well, our goal is to mostly just stay in the Valley, or stay in California at first, just until summer. And then once summer comes, we're okay with going out. We're working on setting up a schedule. So I don't have a schedule posted on my website yet or my MySpace, but I will hopefully within the next month, just because a lot of the clubs in Sacramento and Fresno and LA, they don't have their schedule for February yet. And so we want to start in February or March. And mostly because by then the song will have been on the radio for about 5 months. And right now, actually, I just found out last week that I'm way down on the totem pole, but I'm on the music road chart right now. So that is extremely exciting. And hopefully by the time we start our tour, we'll be higher up on the chart, and maybe there'll be a little more awareness, and hand in hand, the touring and the radio will raise the awareness even more. That's the hope. But definitely staying on the West Coast until summer, and then we'll start working on summertime, because that's when the kids get out of school, of course. We'll see if we can go out, branch out a little bit more, and keep going.
And so can you give us that website address and your MySpace and any additional contact information so our listeners can learn more?
Yeah. My website is actually www.gitanamusic.com, and Gitana is Gitana music.com. And my MySpace, ironically enough, all I know is that it's got a bunch of numbers at the end. So if you go to my website, you will find a link to my MySpace. But also, you can buy my CD or listen to clips of the songs on cdbaby.com. So that's www.cdbaby.com/CD/Rachel Rivero. And if you can't remember any of that stuff, you can always do a web search on my name, and I come up right away thanks to all the web stuff we've been doing.
We've been speaking today to Rachel Rivero, country music singer and songwriter and owner of Gitana Music. Rachel, it is a pleasure speaking with you, and good luck on this new album and your tour coming up, and we hope to hear more from you again very soon.
Thank you so much.
Produced by PR Web, the online visibility company. This work is released under Creative Commons Sampling Plus 1.0. Under this license, you are permitted to sample, mash up, or otherwise creatively transform this work for commercial or non-commercial purposes, provided that proper attribution is made. For more information, please visit prweb.com.